Welcome everyone to the March mini break. This is your power half hour to tune in and give yourself a little bit of tender loving self-care and to connect with others in a group who want to do the same. Today we're going to talk about, I just want to talk quickly about grounding because we're in a change of seasons, both in the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. In the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into spring, and in the Southern Hemisphere, we are coming into, or you guys, I wish I was down there, you guys down under are coming into fall, and we're past those, hopefully those times when we have extremes in weather, when we can't get out and ground ourselves to the earth. And today I was actually out with a good friend barefoot. It was such a nice day, grounding. And our topic for our March mini break is grounding. So I asked you guys on in the Facebook event page what your definition of grounding is, and I got some great responses. One was, I'll just go through them really quickly: connected to Mother Earth, feeling supported, being balanced, calm, thinking clearly, solid sense of ease, mindful and in the flow, and feeling settled. I just want you guys to just take a moment and just close your eyes and feel how solid all of those definitions are, how solid that makes you feel when you tap into those definitions of grounded, connected to Mother Earth, feeling supported, being balanced, calm, thinking clear, solid sense of ease, mindful and in the flow, and feeling settled. So if you're feeling a bit ungrounded, go ahead and take a big deep breath in and out, and just feel yourself become a co-creator with gravity so that you can more solidly connect with the earth and more solidly ground. I'm going to take you guys through a longer experience to help you ground, but I wanted to give you a little background on an idea that came up when I was considering this topic of grounding. If you aren't familiar with my favorite technique for knowing how to operate in the body, I want to introduce you to two human design charts. One on the left is Boris Yeltsin, by the way, and the one on the right is the artist known as Prince. And today I just want to give you an overview of the root center, because I know there are a lot of you on this call who are familiar with the 7 chakra system. And the human design body graph is in part based on the chakra system, with a little bit more evolved understanding of how we use that energy. So when I started thinking about grounding and what that meant in terms of the body's energy system and how we use energy, I thought about the root center, or the root chakra, for those of you who are familiar with the Hindu chakra system. So I just want to give you guys a quick overview, and you can go and check out your own charts. You can find out how to get one on my website at coachingwithsandy.com. Just click on the link at the top that says Human Design, and you'll see another link that says, a sublink that says free human design chart, and you can find out how to get your own. And you can, when you look at it, look at the very bottom center, and if you can see it on this particular screen, you'll see it circled here in yellow. And I don't know if it's really big on your screen or not, but I'm using my cursor here and hopefully you can see that. So you will either have a defined root center, which is Boris Yeltsin's over here on the left, or you will have an undefined root center on the right. And just kind of like the root chakra, the root center is our center for how we manage stress and how we manage stress in a way that we can hopefully become grounded. And the way that we do that is by listening to our body's cues and really getting in touch with them. So when you go and look at your chart, if you don't already have a chart and you're not already a human design enthusiast, and you want to see whether your root center is defined or undefined, if it's colored in on like it is here on the left, you have a consistent way of managing stress. You have a consistent way of managing the pressure that you feel to take action, the adrenalized energy that runs through your body. If it is undefined or not colored in or white like it is on the right here, you will have an inconsistent way of managing stress. Either way, you can tend to get ungrounded if you're not relating to your body in a way that really balances you so that you're operating correctly. And if you get if you want to get a free human design chart from me, I'll send you a little, if you're new to this, I'll send you a little guide to show you the overview of what it means to operate correctly and what that means for your energy type. But in terms of the root center, even if you're defined and you tend to manage your stress really well, there are times when your root pulse, it has like a motor that goes on and it goes off. So there are times when that root pulse just goes off. And in those times, you can tend to feel ungrounded. If you have a undefined root, you're going to have a tendency to feel a lot of anxiety at times and feel ungrounded because of that anxiety, because you want to get free of this pressure to get things done. So I just wanted to point that out to you because we're going to focus on the root chakra or the root center tonight. And there are just a few nuances that you may want to work with over time as you work with your own grounding and how you manage your own stress. So without getting into a whole class on human design, I just wanted to share that with you guys. For those of you who are really tuned into your root center, and for those of you who are brand new to looking at the root and your energy system in that way. And maybe if you have your chart in front of you, you might want to just look at yours. But I just wanted to make the point that regardless of whether you tend to manage stress consistently, whether you're designed to manage stress consistently, or whether you manage stress inconsistently or in an inconsistent way because you feel a lot of pressure to get things done, because when you're undefined in a center, you don't have consistent access to that energy. You have to rely on other people and other energies in your environment to assist you, and those come and go. So if you're feeling grounded sometimes and at other times you're not, you may be undefined in the root, or you may have a root pulse that's going on and going off and going on and going off. And when it's off, you're kind of dead in the water. And in my experience with my defined root, I tend to feel very ungrounded during those times. Anyway, I just wanted to give that as a little aside because I really want to take you through an exercise that's going to get you in your body so that you can practice it or practice some variation of it at any time that you feel a little bit off and really need to tap into that grounding through your root. So go ahead and take another couple deep breaths. And as you do that, I just want you to just take your attention into your body, just all the way in. And if you're in a place where you can focus on something other than driving or something like that, I want you to keep your eyes open. And we usually close our eyes for meditations, don't we? But this time I really want you to keep your eyes open because I want you to focus on your hands. And you can squeeze them and open them up, and squeeze them and open them up, squeeze them, open them up. It's really easy this is a really easy entry point to get into your body. So I want you to feel your hands, move them up, move them down. Feel the air against the skin. Maybe move the wrists around. And keep breathing as you do this, because this is going to designed to relax you. Now, as you do this, just sort of move your spine, move your body, and feel if there's a place in your body that maybe needs a little attention and touch. And if you're feeling pretty loose and relaxed, you can just put your hands on your thighs. But if there's a place like up around your neck and shoulders or some place like that where you can make contact with your hands, go ahead and put your hands there and breathe. And focus on the contact, the feel of the contact between the skin on your hands and wherever you're touching that area of your body. You may feel a difference in temperature. You may feel pressure. You may want to push in a little and feel how that feels. Maybe squeeze a little and feel the sensation there. And as you do that, just keep reminding yourself to breathe and reminding yourself to relax and to tune into what it feels like. So now, if you don't already have your hands on your thighs, go ahead and put them on your thighs. And relax and breathe. And feel the touch of your skin, of your fingers against your thighs. And imagine that I'm kind of rubbing the top of my thighs down toward my knees. If you want to do that, you can get a really great sensation and get that sensation worked up to the point where you can feel it and almost feel it or imagine it, that movement, moving energy down into your shins and into your ankles and your feet. And now bring your focus down to your feet and ankles. And you may want to move your ankles and your feet in circles and feel how that feels. And now if you can touch the ground, I want you to start, and if you want to stand up, you can for this, but just feel the sensation of your feet against the ground. And then I want you to just pick one foot up, put it down, the other foot up, put it down. If you're standing, it's like you're marching. And feel the contact of your feet against the floor as one comes up and the other goes down. One comes up and the other goes down. And you may want to speed it up. I'm going to get closer to the floor here. Speed it up. And you may want to get it going to the point where you're stamping your feet. And then stop. Take a deep breath. Feel yourself connected to the earth. Now, slowly pick those feet up again, one at a time. And as you do that, you can see how my shoulders move back and forth. This you want to do sitting. Because now you're going to tune into that root, that area right at the base of your pelvis where it's making contact with your chair. So if you don't want to move your feet, just feel your feet on the ground and just move back and forth on those sits bones, those two bony bones at the bottom of your buttocks there. So you can move back and forth. Maybe go in circles. And as you do that, just breathe into that area. Feel the energy there. Feel what sensations are there. Does it feel like there's too much energy there, that like you need to just let go of some stress and anxiety from the day? And imagine that moving down those channels, down the legs and feet. Maybe there's not enough. And you need to breathe more energy in and stimulate that area, the sensation of that area. And then take a big deep breath. And as you do that, imagine a line of light just moving right down from the crown of your head all the way down your spine and right out that root center into the ground, all the way down. So inhale and exhale and move it down and ground it. And just let your feet just really make contact and push against the floor. And relax. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up for your comments and or questions or ideas about grounding. I'm going to unmute everyone. And if you have something going on in the background, I'd appreciate it if you mute yourself back. So, hold on. Yeah, thank you. All right. So how did that feel for you guys? How did it feel to root and ground in that way?
Well, this is Angela. I definitely felt like I needed to like release some energy, like, and it wasn't really like a tension. It was almost like, you know, kind of a buildup of energy that needed to be released.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you can, if that wasn't enough time to do that, you can go back and focus on the root and just focus on letting that energy go either through that column of light or through your legs and feet. Mm-hmm. And especially for those of you who have don't have definition, or if you get your chart and you find out that your root center is undefined or it's not colored in, you will have a tendency to build up energy in the root center because you're taking it in from other people. And that's what kind of brings on that anxiety and that anxiousness of feeling pressure from other people's energies to take action and to do things when maybe it's not time to do that. Okay. Does anybody else want to comment or have a question? Otherwise, I've got a couple other ideas about grounding that I'd like to share. Anyone else? Okay. Who has been outside lately, barefoot? Anyone? Who said that?
It's Lisa. I am all the time. I very rarely wear shoes.
Oh, Lisa, I love it. I love it. And how do you feel with that? Do you actually have a sensation of feeling grounded?
Very much so. The thought of actually, even though I like shoes, you know, I'm a girl, I love my shoes, but I really much prefer being barefoot. And of course, living where I do in Australia, it's warm more than cold, so I can walk around barefoot a lot of the time, and I sort of feel ripped off if I have to wear shoes. Often when I'm walking the dog in the park up the street, I actually take my shoes off. I know people look at you and think you're a bit sort of grungy and whatever, but I don't really care. It just feels so important to have my feet on the ground. And because we all know, you know, there's more and more about earthing and about all the energies and the rubber and the things that sort of keep you away from that natural flow of Mother Earth. It feels like I crave that. I crave being in touch with the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as we get more technologically oriented and we live part of our lives focused in the screen on Facebook and social media and doing whatever we do in this in this other world through the screen, through the looking
Yeah.
glass, um, we really need that balance of being out in nature and being grounded in nature. And I know that it's not always possible, especially, you know, we had some really bad snows here over the winter, and I know a lot of you are in areas where you've had some really severe weather, and it's kind of tough on the energy system when you can't get out and get grounded and be out in nature and feel yourself connected to your home here on Earth. I did pull out, I'm going to show you guys this because this is really cool. And I'm thinking of you, Susan, as well. This is a grounding mat, and it's actually a grounding mat for a massage table. And I like to sit on it when I'm actually working on the computer to stay grounded. And you plug it into the grounding of your plug in your outlet, and you supposedly stay grounded, and it increases your circulation and the negative ions in your body and all of those things. So I don't sell these things. I just wanted to share that as an option when you're housebound or computer bound, that there are technologies that can help you stay grounded even if you can't get outside to do it. So and I was going to mention for massage therapists that there is a site, and I'll put a link up to it. I had it up and then couldn't and lost it. Where if you are a massage therapist, you can get one of these grounding mats for free. I don't know how long it's going to last, and I will put it up with this recording. So if any of you are massage therapists, all you need to do is just call them or email them, tell them where you went to school, and you get one. And you put it on the table. Your clients get grounded. When you're working on them, you're grounded, and you don't have to worry about that floating away feeling that sometimes body workers get. So, and there are also companies like earthing.com, I think that's what it's called, where you can purchase something like this. So other ideas, who else, what other ideas do you guys have for grounding? What works for you?
This is Angela. I just find getting outside in general, you know, like you say, that kind of caged feeling that you get when it's really cold out and you can't, you know, or you don't feel as inclined to go for your regular walks. Just getting out in nature and, you know, feeling the sun and, you know, noticing the trees and everything else. It just like brings you back to this centered place. Or, you know, if sometimes if I felt like it was too cold to go for a walk, then I would just sit in my car and look at the water, or, you know, just anything to get me connected again, you know?
Yeah, and that brought up an idea or something that I do when it's really cold and I can't take my shoes off or something like that. I will go outside if I can stand it, and if I can't take my shoes off, I'll hug a tree. You know, I'll go and put my hands on a tree and focus on really getting down into the roots of the tree, like traveling with my sense of imagination right down into the roots of the tree. So I'm going into the ground with my intention. And that seems to help as well. Now, some of the ways that you know that you're ungrounded, let's go over that real quick, are, you know, things like lightheadedness and not being able to focus, feeling that anxiety, feeling stressed out. Another one, you know, if you're really out of your body and you're not really paying attention to that sensation of anxiety or stress or and however that comes up in your body, is if you've looked up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you're still in your pajamas and haven't brushed your teeth, you may be a little bit ungrounded because you haven't really taken the time to take care of you. And I know I'm a pajama worker myself, true confessions. But but there are times when it really doesn't work for me as much as getting up and getting dressed and fixing a meal for myself and all of those things that take care of my body and connect me with my body would do. So that's another way. And the falling, I think somebody here mentioned that they have a tendency to, when they do a lot of energy work, to that they may get unbalanced and fall. So there's that physical imbalance, literally. Do you all have other cues about how you feel ungrounded, or when you feel ungrounded and you know that you need to ground?
I think with Lisa here, I think I just feel more stress. I mean, my route is defined, but I feel, I feel like I'm a bit discombobulated, like there's parts of me all over the place. And I'm not thinking about being me. I'm thinking about everybody else.
Yeah.
So
and you're a projector energy type, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm a triple split, so I tend to try and hang out around groups of people at least every day, and it's easy just to sort of get taken away with people and their conversations or emotions and stuff. So I really try to just breathe. I think breathe and send the energy down through my feet into the ground, and it doesn't happen a lot. You know, it's so easy to forget to ground.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why it's really good to have a good, simple practice that you can do at any time. And just practice it. It really does take practice.
Yes.
And for those of you who do have your energies, whether you're a projector energy type, and if you're, you know, a human design enthusiast, you know what that means, that your aura is always, and your focus is always there for the other people in your life. Or if you're just a giver and you're there for a lot of other people and you tend not to focus on yourself, just making it a regular practice to take 30 seconds to a minute to stop and pull everything in and ask yourself what you need and breathe and feel your body. And the more you do that, the easier it will be, and the less discombobulated you'll feel. So that's all I have in terms of grounding for today. And I really appreciate that you guys were on the line. I appreciate the great showing and the great turnout, and I hope that you got some good things from this to take into the rest of your month. I'm just going to double check to make sure that I didn't miss somebody's chat. Nope. Okay. All right. Well, I'm doing my best to keep this to a half hour. I know we start a few minutes later, and so usually with the tech and getting on the line, but I think we're about at the half hour mark. And if you're not on my list at coachingwithsandy.com, where you get notified first, or if you're not a friend of me on Facebook, please friend me on Facebook at Sandy Freschi. Just friend me and let me know that you want to be invited to these mini breaks, and or follow me at coachingwithsandy.com. You can get you can sign up and get a video of the 3 hidden causes of stress, and they may not be what you think. So thank you guys for showing up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and integration as you work more consciously with your own grounding process. All right. So thanks everyone. It's great seeing you, or great having you here on the line. Have a good rest of your month, and you will be invited to the next one if you were in this particular group. So Thanks again.
Take care. Bye.
Good night.